Hey, what's up guys? Kristen here from Barefoot Theory. Today I want to talk about safety. So one of the biggest questions I get is, as a solo female traveler in my van, do I get scared? What do I do to feel safe at night? What types of places am I willing to camp in? So I wanted to make a quick YouTube video and a blog post about some of the tips I've learned since I've been traveling in my van, and some advice that's worked for me to help me feel more confident when I'm traveling by myself. So the first thing is choosing a campsite that you feel comfortable in. Personally, as much as I would like to be far off the grid, away from other people, when I'm traveling by myself, I usually feel more comfortable staying in an established campground. It doesn't have to be like an RV park or anything, but a Forest Service campground, a state park campground, generally somewhere where there is a couple of other groups of people around. So it's not just me in one other car or me by myself. I like to have a small little crowd of people around, so in case something goes wrong or in case there's a creep at my campground, that person will not go unnoticed. So what that means is I'm usually paying for camping, which, you know, is not necessarily ideal, but at the same time, I'd rather pay $10 or $15 to stay somewhere that I feel safe, rather than driving way far out of town or way out into the boonies by myself, just so I can save a few dollars. And the next thing, which may seem obvious, is when I get to my campsite, I always make sure that I lock my doors. I just get in a little habit of pressing the button, making sure they're locked so I'm nice and secure in here. The next thing is I don't like to draw attention to myself being a solo female traveler, so if I get to my campsite late at night and I'm not really sure, you know, what the situation's like at the campground, I immediately put my blackout curtains up. So I have these ones that are magnetic and they stick right into the windowsills. And I do that so, you know, for all other people know, I could be a couple, I could be a 6-foot tall burly man in here. No one really knows unless I want people to know that I'm in here because I'm chatting with people at the campground and making friends or whatever. But if I'm arriving late at night, I like to sort of keep my privacy and I keep it unknown who is actually in here. Safety is also the reason I chose to get a porta potty in my van. If I'm traveling alone and it's 2 in the morning, I don't necessarily want to have to go outside, get dressed, go outside to go to the bathroom. So next, I think it's really important to have some sort of communication device. So a lot of the places I camp, including like where I am now, I don't have any cell phone service. So I want some way to communicate in the case of an emergency or in case someone's bothering me or in case I get a flat tire in my car and I'm having trouble changing it myself. I think it's really important to be able to communicate. So I have 2 different devices that I'll show you. The first is this Spot Gen 3. I did a review on YouTube and my blog about it last year. I'll put the link right up there. But basically, this is a really simple device. You can send an OK message. There's one custom message you can set up on your computer ahead of time that you have to predetermine, so you can't send a custom message on the spot, but it does allow you to call for help using the SOS button in the case of an emergency. So it's a pretty simple device. You can get more information about it in that review I just mentioned. And then the next one, which I just got, this is the Garmin InReach. And how this is different is it actually allows you to send a custom message on the spot that you don't have to set up ahead of time. On the Garmin InReach, I could send a message to my dad and it sends a GPS signal and lets him know exactly where I am and exactly what my problem is, so there's no guesswork in terms of what my problem might be. In the case that my car breaks down and I don't have any cell phone service, this is also a really good tool because then I could text someone saying my car broke down. So it's not like I need a helicopter rescue or anything, I just need a tow truck. And that is a nice feature, which I'm excited about. Okay, so we can't really talk about safety without talking about some sort of self-defense. And luckily I've never had to use any sort of self-defense method, so I'm not an expert, but and it's also something personal. So, you know, you have to decide what am I comfortable with, okay? Like you can, you know, go to a self-defense class and learn self-defense. Some people might have a gun. Some people might not be comfortable with guns. So you just kind of have to decide what you feel safe with in the van as a form of self-defense. So a couple of options. If you're not comfortable with a gun, You can get like a mallet. So if someone breaks in your car, you bang them on the head and knock them out. The next would be bear spray. So I have this in my car because I'm on my way to Canada. You definitely wouldn't want to spray this in your car because it would probably blind you as well. But, you know, if you're outside the van and someone comes up to you, that's always an option. Do keep in mind that this could permanently blind someone, so you don't want to use this unless you really need to. A knife is also an option, so a knife from your kitchen. This is a Gerber knife that I got at the Sportsman's store. So I like to sleep with this sort of in reach, so in case someone came up to my window at night, I could sort of peek the curtain back and show them that I have something so they don't mess with me. And I know maybe my opinions on that are controversial, so there's probably mixed opinions about what the best way to go about that self-defense aspect is, but those are some of the options that I feel comfortable with, and so that's what I have. Another thing that I think is a really good idea is you want to make sure that your driver's seat is clear. If you're by yourself and you need to hop in the front seat in the middle of the night quickly, you don't want to have a bunch of bags and a bunch of crap on your driver's seat. So you want to be able to just hop in there and go. And that also means that you need to keep your keys somewhere that are easy to get to. You don't want to be like, oh man, where did I put my keys? So I always store my keys in the same place right by my dash. So that way, if I'm in some sort of hurry to get in the front driver's seat and go, I'm not fumbling around looking for my car keys. So these are just some of the safety tips that I use to feel safe while I'm driving and traveling in my van. It's definitely not a comprehensive list. I also don't want to sound paranoid, but I think being a solo female traveler, like, there are realities that we have to face and that we need to be prepared for. But I think the most important thing is to just use your intuition. If you get to a campsite and it feels shady, don't stay there. If you're at some sort of parking lot and there's another van next to you that you feel a little bit weirded out by, drive somewhere else. If you have to park in a parking lot at night, make sure that you park somewhere where it's well lit and you're not in a dark corner where no one can see you. So I hope those are helpful. I'll also be publishing these on my blog. I'll put links to some of these products that I have on my blog as well. I'll put the link down in the caption to the blog post. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a lot more van videos and travel videos coming soon. And thanks for following along. And I hope to see you out on the road. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Bye.